Welcome to episode 57 of the Creative Train podcast. Today we're going to talk about that lovely subject of writer's block. If you've tried any creative pursuit, you'll have found your first while at it was incredibly fruitful with tons of new and exciting ideas, approaches, and insights. But what happens next is pretty tough to deal with. You feel committed, but your well seems to have run dry. And instead of ruminating at this point, it's better to ask yourself some big questions. So here's what I want you to do. Immediately following this intro, hit pause, grab something to write with, and write down how you felt in and about this moment of blockage. What you feel was the issue and what actually happened next. Hit play again once you've realized the biggest points. I'll see you on the other side. All aboard. So, I ran out of ideas. I lost my momentum. I started copying myself. I got distracted by life. I started to doubt myself. These are all common, expected, and not at all unique to you. You found yourself with a tank full of energy, motivation from seeing maybe other creatives online. You made sketches and drafts and demo recordings, but now what? Now you have to really commit and get to finishing those things. The first burst of energy is exhilarating. It's exhausting. Not unlike any possibly new romantic relationship. All the things you wanted and hoped would happen finally seem to have some footing, but now you're left with just a dull pencil and a bin full of rejected ideas, and you feel stuck. But are you really stuck, or are you just not sure what to expect next? Well, congratulations. You're normal. Many folks believe that there must be some sort of strife to inspire the creative mind. And though this is not entirely untrue, it's not wholly the reality of first catching creative fire and then staying motivated. Staying motivated requires some goals. What is your goal with your creative output? Is it inspiring others or merely having a solitary means of releasing stress at the end of the day? Do you want to sell your stuff, or are you just happy displaying it around your home in various environments? Is there a wall or a window that could use some adornment, or a color scheme you're suddenly feeling drawn to? Is there a show coming up where you want to show off your works? Or maybe you're at a place in your life when you can finally afford to turn your attention inward toward healing, growth, personal attention, self-care. And you can relax your mom or dad mode a bit. All answers are correct. Check out your list that you wrote earlier. Have I touched on any of those things yet? Those reasons why you haven't finished anything? The monster known as imposter syndrome can bring your personal creative train to a halt in a heartbeat. Even if you haven't faced this particular beast yet, there are so many things that you will instinctively place before your need for creative expression. It's a responsibility earned and learned through experience and out of absolute necessity. But with an attempt at balance, both sides can know reward. But if you allow the battle to rage on, really only one side will generally endure, and that is the one who sees creativity as a back burner issue, the reward for otherwise good performance. You know, making supper, cleaning, attending to car repairs, or taking the dog for a walk. All of those are real things and actually really do need your attention. But why haven't you been able to get over the first hurdle of completing your creative things yet? Here's an example from my own experience that may ring true for you. Just last week, I recorded and released what I feel is one of my best songs I've written to date. And I did it 11 years after I put the pencil down on the last verse. What? Didn't it deserve my attention? It did. I sang lines from that song in my head daily over these years, bits and pieces here and there. But I believe there was a part of me that never really saw it as anything other than a cathartic moment in time, suspended in rhythm and rhyme. Once I had distanced myself from the emotional liberation, that release of putting my feelings into words on paper, that song carried on in my mind as a touchstone for emotional depth and passion I didn't know I had in me, but the connection of those ultimately didn't come to pass. So over the Christmas teaching break of 2025, with time on my hands, I wanted to do that memory a justice, finally, by committing it to a recording and releasing it to the world. And 2 weeks now after I've done that, it's had like 10 plays. But that's beside the point. Your creativity doesn't have a best before date. There's no expectation upon you other than what you allow to exist. Over those 11 years, I found new love. I wrote much happier pieces of music. I explored many other facets of potential in myself, in voice acting, commercial jingle writing, new styles of stained glass art creations, and in music as well. That song didn't go anywhere. It remained in the embers of my imagination. It was a constant reminder that I can create meaningful things, songs that inspire, food that satisfies, things that bring beauty into people's lives. That's our goal as creatives, as artists, to bring beauty into people's lives. That song was just waiting. The muse didn't leave me. She just said, "Okay, Mark, let's circle back to this in a while." A while, from the perspective of the writer, can be 5 minutes. It can be a week, or even 11 years. I had moments of doubt and personal shame that I didn't record this song in the heat of the moment. But I think I was too close to the emotion of it at the time. This 11 years of distance has given me perspective on things like inflection and delivery and instrumentation that I know I did not have back then. So maybe those sketches of yours just need time to marinate. Let them be. Revisit them every so often. Don't forget them. But don't place an unfair guardrail on your creativity by thinking that you must finish something before you're allowed to move on. The truly creative mind is not bound by time or place. It does not recognize the clock or the calendar. Neither does it satisfy itself with merely accumulating ideas. In time, you will come to use this well of unfinished things, open-ended rhymes and half-baked ideas as a source of inspiration to remind you of the greatness you felt when you first started this new thing. The certainty you held in your heart that you have indeed finally found your thing. Look back at these things. Revisit your creative places and spaces, even if it's only a chair or a place at the dining room table. Don't feel pressured to constantly innovate and renovate from the beginning. Remember, we are artists. We artists are up against AI right now. You know, that effortlessly, quote, creative thing that's come to you at zero cost from your wallet? People call stuff AI art, but it is not. AI only regurgitates things from suggestive prompts. You are the artist that can shape minds and hearts to bring joy, solace, and inspiration to eyes, ears, hearts, noses, and everything else. You are the only thing that will bring new expression into this world through your own unique lens on life, love, emotion, scent, taste, texture. Let those old things be. Don't expect new things all the time. Instead, look for the innate beauty in everything. Allow that beauty into your mind and heart, and allow it to shape your outlook, motivation, and direction. The big takeaway is, you're not stuck. You're not stuck. You are not stuck. You're maybe just expecting more of the same first volley of inspiration to come again. If it doesn't seem to come, seek it out in other things. Remember, your creative mind is not bound by time or place. Now, let's switch that around a little bit and let's say it together. My creative mind is not bound by time or place. One more time. My creative mind is not bound by time or place. There's your pep talk. Now go get to work. So that one was a little more slowly delivered, a little more emotional. Because after my own personal catharsis of releasing that song I mentioned, and thinking of the times where I felt horrible for not doing something creative, something expressive with that piece of music that was just on a voice recorder memo on my phone and on a piece of paper shuffled to the back of my workstation somewhere. I know that you're going through that as well. And you're going to go through it again and again and again. Because if you're listening to this at this point in the podcast, 14 and a half minutes in, I know you're with me on this. You feel it. Thank you for listening. Like I said, go get to work.